Hi there. I'm out here in the back and I'm going to be planting a couple of plants. I'm trying to get this cleaned up back here, but we still have to like power wash our deck, so I don't want to do too much because I'm just going to have to move it. Anyway, I'm not going to bring my cushions out yet or anything like that, at least for this stuff. But I have a bunch of like random pots here where I've overwintered some plants, and I've kind of transplanted some plants and things like that. And I have a few more that I want to plant some stuff in, so I thought I would take you guys along with me and we'll get them planted today. I'm just going to use plants that I already have. I'm probably just going to walk around the garden and see what I can dig up or use. I also have these really beautiful proven winner wild berry heuchera. They do really good for me in pots, and so honestly I think I might just throw the wild berry heuchera in the pots and maybe find something like limey green or something to go along with it, some impatiens, I don't know. So just super simple. It probably won't even take me that long. In fact, I think that's probably what I'm gonna do now that I think about it. So I'll turn you around and we'll get going. I'll show you this first. I have had this Southern Comfort heuchera in here for I don't even know anymore. It's been at least 4 years, and it returns for me every year in this pot here. I don't really do much with it. I just leave it out here. Last year I planted this hosta in here, and that came back too. It's a little tiny one. I don't remember what kind it is, but this thing does so well in here. And when I planted this, I planted it with just my ground soil, and I think that's why they do so well, is because I don't use potting soil. I use soil from like my actual ground. So I think what I want to do is, let me show you actually some more. Oh, Max is watching the chipmunks. You watching those chipmunks, buddy? They're crazy, aren't they? They dig tunnels underneath here. It's really annoying. But these overwintered in these pots as well. These are the Palace Purple, and then this Creeping Jenny, and then I just plugged some white impatiens in there. But look how beautiful that is. See how big my hand is next to it, and they done really well. It just literally sat in those two pots under my deck here and overwintered just fine. So I've got these three I want to plant. Nothing really overwintered in here. I think I pulled whatever was in there out. It might have been geraniums, and then this is just some grass that I have in there, which I'll probably pull out. There's a little bit of Creeping Jenny, but honestly I'll probably just clean that whole entire thing out. And then I don't know if I showed this to you guys, but I had 3 praying hands hosta in my garden in like 3 different spots, and they've been in those 3 different spots for probably at least 3, maybe 4 years, and they don't do anything. And I thought, okay, we're gonna try something completely different. I dug them up, and this is honestly the best they've ever looked. All 3 of them are in here, and they're kind of like opening up a little bit more. And I don't know. I'm like thinking, all right, well, cool. Maybe they'll survive in this pot. We'll just keep them in there because they look kind of cool. So anyway, I got to find a spot for that. It might even be fine just underneath here. I get something to set it on. So for now, I was thinking I can use these heuchera and put them in those pots. These heuchera do much better in pots for me than they do in the ground. It's my favorite color of heuchera. It's not my favorite in terms of like performance in my experience, but I did get these on sale, so they were $12.99 and I got them for $5.99. These looked really bad when I got them. I got these at the Benton Harbor Meyer store, and I had gotten some other heuchera along with them, and they were not being watered properly. They were almost dead, but I took them home and soaked them, and they popped right back. So you can see this one is kind of There's a lot of dead that we lost in there, but honestly they're not bad. That one kind of lost some around here, but all right, let's get them planted. I don't know how much you'll be able to hear me because it's really windy out here today. But it looks like I had some lambs here in here. Oh yeah, I remember this pot. I had it sitting down in the gully. Alright, cleaned it right out. Kind of loosen up the soil a little bit. And Nate just yelled out to me that he's going to come out and start power washing the cement, so that'll be awesome to finally get that going. Okay, let's get one of these planted in here. We just put the whole thing in here. So I was thinking, about putting one each in here. So like a heuchera in each. Yeah. Be right back. Okay. Love you too. So putting a heuchera in each one of these. I don't know. Seeing if it overwinters. That'd be sweet. I feel like a lot of my wild berry heuchera just kind of disappears if I plant it in the ground. So this will be really nice. I can get it to survive. Actually, there's two bigger pots over there. I prefer to use the two bigger ones. Let me go get those. Okay. I think these are bigger. Are they? Oh no, it's the same size. But actually, oh. These are all three the same pot. Should we just put one of each in here? Huh. Oh no, now I need to think about it. Because I could just do, you know, these are all three the same size pot. That might be kind of pretty, actually. Well, let's put one of them in and see how it looks. Pretty. Let's do that. Let's plant all three of them in these same size pots. So I am gonna have to go get more soil, but I'll just grab. It's kind of compacted in here, so I'm gonna take some out, loosen it up a little bit. But yeah, this is all soil from my ground. I just, whenever I try to overwinter perennials, I just use that because it seems to work better for me. And it's pretty compacted, so this will help to loosen it up a little. There we go. Okay. Let's get the other ones in there. I want to make sure to get it down low because it will heave. I actually had to plant that orange one I just showed you over there, the southern comfort. I had to replant that one this year because it was heaving. Alright, this will be pretty. And I've never tried to overwinter this wild berry in the hat, so this will be a fun experiment. Awesome. Okay, we got those planted. Let's see, these hops I think I want to put in the garden, but I'm going to find something to put in here. Yeah, I guess it will depend on where I'm going to place it, but let's go look around. I do have some plants I've been overwintering out here. There's some hosta. There's a sedum right here. This hardy geranium, which I eventually want to get out into the landscape, but it might be pretty to make up a little container with some of these. So I could do like a, let's see, what do we got here? There's some weeds in here. What we've got, this is so pretty. Oh, hi, Spike. What are you doing? Yeah. Are you having a good day? We're just planting, you know. What happened to your ear, buddy? Did you get in a fight? Aww. You just tell me who tried to be mean to you, and I'll get them. Somebody being mean to my little buddy. That wasn't nice, huh? You're my buddy. Yeah. What do you think, Spike? Which one should we pick? I need your help. What should we do, buddy? Should we keep looking? Oh, you know what? My neighbor said that I could have some of her creeping thyme here that's kind of creeping over on my side. And I was like, oh, I really want some of that creeping thyme. And she said I could take some. So this would be really pretty to put in a container. But Let's see. Oh, what do you think, buddy? Huh? Should we keep looking for something? I was thinking about putting that little campanula, maybe a heuchera. Do you have a preference? You're a good boy, Spike. Yeah. Come on. Let's get... Okay, I think I'm just going to get one of the heuchera. I don't know if that's a frog or what. Sounds like Jurassic Park out here. I don't remember what this is. What kind? Good job, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. Good job, buddy. Look at my beautiful climbing hydrangea that I got from my grandma and grandpa. It is taking off. It's awesome. Okay. I just have to make a decision. I could put, how about let's do a heuchera, this campanula, Dixon's Gold, and then we'll do, that geranium would look pretty. Maybe we'll do one of the geraniums. All right, let's dig it up. Well, that took forever to decide. Let's go get our shovel, buddy. I'm gonna go dig them up. So, all right, we'll put that in here. We'll get heuchera. Oh, here's a tag. Plum pudding. I wasn't sure if I liked it because the campanula and the geranium have a similar textured leaf, but I think it's really pretty. Okay. Perfect. Alrighty. The other day I was out here and I made a little path with the stepping stones I got from the church on the other side of this wood pile bed here. And this is what I came up with these free stepping stones. And Nate's like, man, I like this side way better now than the other side. And I was like, me too. So I thought I think I'm gonna make, I've got lots of these left. I think I'm gonna make this same type path on the other side. It won't be exactly the same because it's a much narrower path, but I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna take the 2 stones I have here. So I have these 2 stones, and I'm gonna use them, well, at least one of them, to put underneath that praying hands hasta as like a little stabilizer to sit on. So I'm gonna grab one of these. And these were left over from when they dug our well. The well digger people left them here, and I was like, oh, I'll take them. So we're gonna take this over to the other side. Pretty right there. Well, I guess you couldn't really see me do that, but that's where I put it for now, and then we'll get mulch in there. And I also want to, actually, I think I might just go grab a bag of mulch right now and fix this little area. Well, you know what? Let's wait till Nate power washes that cement. We'll get a nice bag of mulch in here, and then I have a bunch of those extra Mexican beach pebbles we can add to this section. So I got these plants out of my sister's like dump pile. She said they just were kind of like stunted and they weren't really growing very good. And I thought, well, gee whiz, let me take them. So I dug them out of her trash can. So we're just gonna put some in this pot and see what they do. I mean, some of them are, like that one just broke off, but this one might be, you know, they might be duds, but at least we'll try. They're rigger begonias, so these are not a cheap plant. Yeah, it looks like some of them got like a little disease on them or something, but we'll try to save them. Get that yellow one in the middle. Okay, we're getting there. I'm coming in here with a voiceover because I forgot to push record, but right before this I went over to my little dirt pile behind my hosta next to the shed, and I scooped up some dirt. I filled the holes where I took out those stepping stones, and I just kind of moved the rocks around a little bit, and now I am putting in some stepping stones, free stepping stones that I got from the church. These are the same free stepping stones that I have on the other side of my wood pile, and then I will show you, I used up the remainder of them today actually, and I'll show you what I ended up doing with them. Right here I'm cleaning out a giant white seashell that I got on clearance a few years ago at Lowe's. I filled it with hens and chicks and different succulents and creeping Jenny, and you know, eventually the hens and chicks, they only last like 3 years, the mamas, and then they create babies and you have to kind of clean them out. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm cleaning out all of the dead mamas and kind of repurposing the babies along with this little cement pot here that I have next to me. Okay, and underneath here I'm removing all the Mexican beach pebbles. I wanted to get some mulch in there so I could put the beach pebbles on top of the mulch. And right here you see me disappear. I went and got my little green bin of extra Mexican beach pebbles. I'm just kind of cleaning them up and then putting extra ones on there. Hi, bud. I know. You're my buddy. Okay, we got it all cleaned up. All the weeds are picked and pulled. I did leave these two little Heuchera clovergrass because I'll let them grow up and then I'll dig them up and transplant them somewhere else. But I got a bag of mulch down here, and then I redid my Mexican beach pebbles. So these, I can always find these Mexican beach pebbles at like either Home Depot or Lowe's, usually Home Depot. And if the bag is ripped, they have them for like 50% off, or sometimes like $1 a bag or something like that. So anytime I see something like that up at the register, they usually have them on like a flatbed up at the register, and you can scoop up those deals, and then when you need them, you can, you know, use them in a situation like this. So I have another bucket full of them back in the back, and I just usually, I don't know where the rocks go every year, but you know, they kind of like disappear into the soil. So filled that back up, made it look nice. Got all our praying hands hosta elevated in this nice pot, and it's doing better than it's done the last 4 years. And it's only been in there for like a few days. Of course my Heuchera clovergrass is looking great, but I planted my sister's trash begonias in here, and I threw in a few white impatiens to go along with it. There's one there, here, and right there. So we'll see how they do. I did notice they are a little like mushy, so I don't know if they got like too wet or something at her greenhouse, but hopefully they'll pop back with all the sun that they're getting. And then remember I just watered this, so it looks kind of messy, but I just had that Heuchera in there, and then this hosta. I popped in a white impatient, a couple white impatiens here. This blue spruce sedum was growing in those rocks, so I pulled it up and put it here. Hi, buddy. This little hosta was growing in those rocks down there, so I pulled it up and put it here, and then I put another white impatient. Let's see. I put a little trio of my overwintered geraniums here, and they're finally starting to bud up. They haven't been doing the greatest just because, well, I shouldn't say that. They just haven't been growing as fast as they normally do, just because of the cooler weather that we've been having. But I'm okay with it. It's a little trio there, and then I haven't got my cushions out yet. But here's our little planter we planted with the plum pudding heuchera, the campanula, and then the geranium. And then what else did we do? I don't know if I showed you guys this, but I went over and I grabbed some of my neighbor's thyme. She has some creeping thyme over there, and it is beautiful. It smells amazing. So I'm just gonna kind of let it root in this cement pot. My sister and I we used to make these cement pots and sell them at the market. We don't do it anymore, but I'm gonna let it kind of root in, and then I'll probably trim it off and just make it this like thick little tuft on here. So it's this just really beautiful bunch of thyme. And then, let's see, over here, I set this up different this year. Usually I put that chair right there, and it kind of cuts off that whole area, and then I have a chair right there. So you used to not be able to get through there. Well, when we have like family over and stuff, I usually put a table with food out on the grass there, and the only way to get to it if you're hanging out on here is to walk around there. So I thought, you know what, it'd be sweet to hey buddy, aww, be sweet to put the 2 chairs here and make a little opening here for people to walk through and go get some food. So that's what I ended up doing. I had extra little stepping stones, and I put them there, and then of course these impatiens will grow in here, so you won't see all that soil. And then these are the 2 planters that I overwintered, and then this is where I put those wildberry heucheras. I thought they looked really pretty right there. And then I kind of almost want one more to go there. Or I could move that one over there. I don't know. I kind of like that one there, though, up against the blue. I think the red, blue, and purple look cool. And then one of you guys sent me that. It's a beautiful little solar light. So I put it right there. But yeah, that's what I ended up doing right here. So just a little pathway. And that or yellow cord right there, I usually come in here with some like gray paint and I'll paint it so you can't see it, but it's our electrical cord for the or it's our extension cord for the pool, but because we don't have, you know, the electric hooked up down there. So anyway, I thought that looked good. Oh, and then I think there was one other thing we did. We made a path down here. I took those 2 like whatever they were, steps, took them out of here, and then I put in that type of path so it kind of looks like the one on the other side. And I filled the spots because there's a pretty deep hole from those round things. I filled that ground in with the soil that I have over there. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. That was a lot of fun to finally get this section cleaned up. I had all those pots here sitting since last fall. That's how long they've been sitting here, because I set them there last fall to overwinter, and I just have been gradually picking away at them. And I got the pots taken care of, and I got some plants planted, and I got this new path put in. Nate got the power washer out, and we got the cement power washed. I think he had what I had. I don't know if I had allergies or if I was sick, but he's not feeling well, so he quit. He got halfway up the steps on the deck, and then he called it quit. So anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and it's just a lot of fun to get out here and just do some fun new cleanup things and getting ready for the summer to start off. So hope you're out enjoying your garden. I just really appreciate all of you guys, and we'll see you next time, hopefully. Bye. Max, you want to say bye? Say bye, buddy. Can you tell him bye? Can you tell him bye, bud?